My lovers, welcome to my channel. My name is Made for Love, and today we are going to be doing a third party or karmic reading. Now, this is going to be the relationship that's not you and your person. It's if your person has somebody else, we're tapping into that relationship. Now, in tarot, we are not allowed to spy, but we are allowed to receive messages for high school, whatever this needs to come through for you to make an informed decision about your life, because you deserve that. Okay? Now remember, whenever there's a karmic relationship, a third party connected to your connection, it means that you're still learning lessons from that relationship, right? You're still learning that you still feel very attached to the connection. You're still learning lessons from that relationship because they are also reflecting back to you an unhealed part of yourself. Okay? All right. So, energy in the karmic relationship, we have winding roots, ancestral connection, and earthly wisdom. So, it feels like the ancestors are heavily involved in this situation right now. And whatever issues or blessings that may be coming up in this relationship at this time, it is deeply embedded in the ancestry. So it feels like they're working through a lot of ancestral karma together, right? All right, so let's get a significator for your person's energy generally. And we have memory and mind. So again, that link to the past, guidance, analysis, and application. So whatever's happening, your person is listening. Okay, we see a key here, and we also see the all-seeing eye. Okay, and the eye is blue, so this talks about truth. Okay, so it feels like your person is downloading a lot of truth from the ethers, from the ancestors, and they're using that truth to unlock, whether it's to unlock a new level or unlock new wisdom or free themselves. They're using it to unlock. Okay, they are analyzing everything that is happening, and then we have the application. Now you can't apply unless you integrate, so they are integrating a lot of the things that have been coming through for them, a lot of the truths that have been coming through for them within the past few months. Okay, so they're actually listening to higher guidance, higher wisdom right now. And crows are messengers. Sometimes crows can be familiars. Is a crow a raven? Feels like a raven. A raven. Because ravens collect things, don't they? So they're collecting a lot of information right now, but they're not just collecting. They're collecting, they're analyzing, and they're applying. The third party. Energy generally. We have spring rain. It says cleansing, renewal, and metamorphosis. Now, when we have karmic connections connected to us, everybody is meant to change and evolve through the interplay between all of you guys. And it feels like the karmic is also changing. And this is also sudden change because we see the lightning bolt here. So it feels like something happened very, very suddenly that caused just... I'm trying to remember the name my father used to use. Not verbination. It's when seeds are frozen, and when you freeze the seeds and then you plant them, it sparks a rapid growth process. I can't remember what it is right now, but that's what it feels like. It feels like this karmic was dormant, just asleep, and they had this... It's just a swift awakening. You know, some people kind of wait by degrees. It's just a gradual thing. Things gradually come through, and then gently you're awakening, and then awaken a little more, and then a little more. This feels just so swift, so drastic. And you know, a butterfly in the rain, they are out of their comfort zone. It's an uncomfortable situation. So they've broken out of this cocoon here, and they don't even know how to deal with the elements. So I feel like they may be feeling vulnerable, they might be feeling unprotected, and definitely out of their comfort zone right now. And you know what my guys are just showing me? You know, in the Matrix, when when Keanu gets unplugged from the Matrix, and he's there gasping for breath, that's what they just showed me. So it's the same thing. Now, your person's energy towards the karmic. The clock is ticking. It's past midnight. Okay. Now, it looks like your person's been receiving messages about this relationship, about this connection. But if you look at this person's face, they're a little hesitant, they're a little overwhelmed. Okay. So even though they've been receiving messages before, it looks like they just kept procrastinating, delaying. There's some kind of communication that they need to bring either to you or to somebody else about their feelings. We see the red rose here, but they just kept wasting time, wasting time. Clock struck midnight. It's now after midnight, and they still haven't done anything, because every action that they take right now is going to have serious and really big repercussions for their life. And they're not sure if they're ready for that. Okay. So the energy towards the karmic right now. All right, they're ready to leave, ready to fly. Okay, this is like fool's energy, leap of faith energy. Okay, ready to take flight here. I feel like they have been shown the way. Now look at all these birds here on the ship. Birds are always messengers of the divine. So it feels like your person has gotten enough information for the divine, from the divine, and they know what they have to do. But notice they haven't jumped off just yet. One foot is off, but one foot is still here. Okay, so it feels like they're in the process, but there's a hesitancy, just like we saw in the other card. Like, am I really, really going to do this? Because this is going to be something very tough. Right? We have a card number 5. And 5's challenge, change. Okay, it's the toughest number. Right? So they know what they have to do. They're ready to take flight, but it is the hesitancy. Am I really doing this? Am I really doing this? Can I really fly? Or will my wax melt before I get to my destination? Karmic energy towards your person. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do here. What is this animal? This is the monkey. I see there's a temptation here. We have the temptation here with the snake and the apple. There's a temptation here to do mischief, because you know monkeys always associated with mischief. They're thinking heavily about your person. There's a lot of nostalgia that's happening here, but they don't know what to do. As I told you before, it is the energy of feeling unprotected. Feeling absolutely vulnerable, naked, and exposed. Right? We said that something happened suddenly. I think we need to pull a card and see what happened suddenly, because something happened really suddenly here. That's pushing this awakening energy, but also this energy of exposure. Like, they've been exposed, they've been found out, they've been caught with their pants down. There's an energy like that that's here. Your person is pretty clear cut, but with this coming here, something happened suddenly. All right, let's ask Spirit. Spirit, what happens? What is this? Oh, it's on the wrong side. We have the Hangman. Yeah, the energy of not knowing what to do here. Trying to get inspiration. And it's the same, naked and afraid energy that we're seeing here. Let's see. Spirit, what happened suddenly? What's going on here? We have a Page of Pentacles in reverse. That's a card number 11 in reverse. So some sort of injustice. We have the Four of Wands. And that usually talks about stability. It talks about marriage, committed relationships. We have the Four of Swords in reverse. And that talks about hurt and pain. And we have the Devil, temptation again. Okay, let me tell you what happened. I think this relationship went through a rough patch, okay? It went through a rough patch. And sometimes when people go through rough patches and they don't have enough coping mechanisms, coping tools, skills, to deal with what is going on, people act out. And it looks like this karmic acted out. And whatever they did, it was hurtful to a person. Now, we do have the temptation card here. So it could have been maybe they went back to an ex because there's a chain here. And usually when I see change, there's some kind of connection to the past. They could have gone back to an ex. They could have gone back to an old habit, an old addiction, okay, whether it's substance abuse or whatever it is, whatever they were using to just numb out, right? It looks like they were tempted back into an old habit, an old way of being, okay, and they got found out by a person. So this is the exposure energy that we're seeing here, and this is what is rocking the stability of this relationship at this time. Now we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Now when it's upright, it usually talks about friendship, it talks about investment, and it looks like somebody, it could be a person, could be them, they're not invested in this relationship at this time because they've been found out. They've been found out and they don't know what to do to put this whole Humpty Dumpty marriage, relationship, dating situation, whatever it is, back together again. They don't know what to do. And your person, they have one foot out the door. We saw that there. So they're trying to figure out what can they do to bring this relationship back on course. Now they're tempted to make mischief, whatever that mischief may be, whether it's manipulation, whether it's in 3D or the 5D. They might be tempted to gaslight your person, lie, that kind of thing. But right now they are bereft of ideas, and they just don't know how to put this back together. This is the energy here. They don't know how to put it back together. Now let's look at the emotions that are swirling in the karmic relationship. Now in the extended, we'll go deeper into what's happening. But just in case you can't join me in the extended, usually when we look at the emotions of each person, we can build a story here. But I think we've gotten quite a bit of information already. All right, we have Secret Service. Now all this is going on behind closed doors. I don't think they're telling family members or friends about this. Okay, they're keeping this quite private. They may do their thing for the public display, but behind closed doors is what's happening. All right, well, how is your person feeling? in this connection this time. We have hedonistic, so they feel like acting out too. Okay, they feel like acting out too. And hedonistic is always a kind of, self-centered energy. So they're only thinking about themselves. At this time, they're not factoring in any of the needs, wants, or desires of the karmic. We have here solution oriented. They try to find a solution too. So the karmic is trying to find a solution. They're also trying to find a solution. We saw them with the key and the eye. So they're seeing everything clearly, and it looks like they're ready to escape. And we also have shocked. So whatever was revealed really knocked your person for 6. Okay, really shook their world. We're gonna pull cards on all of these and see if we get more information. Karmic, how are they feeling in this connection at this time? We have surprised. Maybe they always thought that nobody would find out about what they did. And maybe they thought even if your person did find out, then just like the other times, they would be forgiven and everything would be a-okay. And it doesn't look like that's happening. One moment. Let's see where that one went. Okay, here it is. We have emotionally detached, so they're trying not to feel the pain at this time. They're just trying to focus on solutions. And then we also have victim mode. So they are also adopting the stance that they are the victim here. Like, well, if we weren't going through a rough patch, I would not have. You know what I mean? So there's absolutely no accountability that they are taking for the situation. All right? In fact, it's your person's fault. All right. So let's get some cards on this. Right? We have hedonistic. We have the 8 of Pentacles, right? I feel as well they might be focusing on the material world as a way of escape, because hedonism is about escape as well, right? So they may be focusing on the material world, things that they have control over. For some of them, we have here the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, so they're only doing the bare minimum for the karmic and to keep the karmic connection just above water. But they are keeping their own counsel. They're not telling anybody anything, not even the karmic, right? So they're just kind of going through the motions. If there's a family, they're doing the basics just to keep the family afloat, the finance afloat, and there's nothing else that's happening there. What's this solution-oriented card about? We have the 10 of Wands in reverse. They're just feeling overwhelmed and burdened, and they just feel like it's time to just cap out here. And then we have 2 of Cups in reverse. They're ready to dissolve whatever this is. Okay? Whatever this relationship is, it's just getting to be too much, and they're ready to make their exit. What are they shocked at, though? We have Harvest of Wands, which is the Page of Wands, but it's a card number 14. This is a weird numbering system in this card, in this deck, sorry. We have the Page of Wands, the Page. Oh no, I think that's the King of Wands. And we have the 10 of Cups. I think they're shocked at how everything turned out. I think at one point this was your person's happily ever after. Okay? Everything that they had ever dreamed about, but it feels like that dream, that fantasy, has come crashing down, and it's really taken your person by surprise. And the karmic too is also surprised. Why are they surprised? Same reason. They thought that this was something stable, right? They thought that this would be a connection that stood the test of time. It seemed very stable on paper, but it looks like in reality they didn't have what it took to go the distance. Nine of Wands in reverse. They too, they want to start afresh, but they just don't know how to get this relationship back on track. Now, they're emotionally detached at this time. They're holding back their emotions. We have the Strength card here. Not giving anything away, and they're keeping everything inside, okay? They're not confiding in anyone either. But they feel like they're the real victim here, even though it looks like it's something they did that's causing the tension in the relationship at this time. They're in victim mode, and they're in the Magician in reverse, which is the Dark Magician, which talks about manipulation, right? So they have gone into narcissist mode to protect themselves, and they are blaming and projecting everything else onto your person. They may be actively trying to manipulate your person at this time, perhaps with the silent treatment, okay? Because we do have the Seven of Swords here. So they're trying to flip the script at this time, and project that everything that's happened is your person's fault. Right? So absolutely no accountability here. Now, let's ask Spirit, what does your person want you to know about this situation at this time? In the extent, we're going to look more closely at what's happening. We're going to ask what's happening in this relationship, right? We're going to look at how the karmic is feel, their heart space energy for your person. We're going to look at your person's heart space energy for this karmic. We're going to look at how the karmic feels about you, what the karmic might be hiding. And we're going to get a message from the karmic to you. Usually the higher self comes through, and then we're going to look at what's going to be the potential outcome of this relationship within 1 month of you watching this reading. But what is your person, what's the most important message that your person wants you to know about this relationship at this time? We have the Ten of Wands in reverse. So it's hard going, right? It's really tough right now. We have the page. Sorry, this is the Knight of Pentacles. Sorry, the Knight of Pentacles, and it's literally an image of them doing what it needs to be done to keep it afloat, right? Because I feel like there might be a family here, so just to keep the family financially afloat. We have the Two of Swords, conflict, mental conflict and otherwise. And then we also have the King of Wands here. So they're letting you know that they're taking action. Now, it looks like right now they're the lone wolf, okay? So they might be keeping themselves to themselves at this time, whilst they figure out what needs to be done here. They are doing what it takes to keep this family, to keep this relationship, it looks like financially afloat, but there's a lot of conflict that they're experiencing both internally and also in this connection, okay? It feels like, they are just burnt out. They're overwhelmed. They don't know what to do here. It looks like they've taken on a lot of responsibility in this relationship, and there's very little boons to be had from this connection. So they're burnt out. They're burnt out, and they feel like they need to exit this just for their own physical, emotional, and mental well-being. Okay? All right. Now, what's the advice for you from Spirit at this time? What's the advice for you? You were born to create. So Spirit is reminding you of your birthright. And your birthright as a creator. And you and everybody on this earth being born with the ability to create your reality. So you don't have to feel stuck in a situation like this. You always have choice to create something different. So Spirit letting you know that. You don't ever have to feel stuck with anyone. Whether they're twin, soulmate, it doesn't matter. You always have choice. If you don't like what's going on right now, you can always change it by choosing something better for yourself. Okay? What is Spirit's message for you at this time? This is Empress energy. Embrace the feminine, and the Empress is a creator, right? All right, so let's see what's going on here. Card number 10. Within ourselves, there are two aspects to our nature, the feminine and the masculine. Here in the present, you need to embrace the feminine aspect of your nature and let it guide your steps. Now's the time to be nurturing, creative, and to connect with nature, home, and the heart. Listen to your intuition and emotions. Be receptive and compassionate. But remember, whilst you allow your feminine self to be dominant, you need to temper your gentleness with a fire that denies all meekness. So don't let anybody take your kindness for weakness. Okay? Even as you step into your feminine energy, always have that masculine energy there, which is about boundaries. It's about boundaries, parameters, control, right? Always have your masculine energy there to protect you. And we do that by setting boundaries and letting people know where the line is in the sand when it comes to you. Okay? So this is a time for healthy boundaries with regard to how you wish to be treated and what you expect from a partner and a relationship. Okay? If you're happy with this, there's nothing to be done. But if you're not happy with what's happening here, you can always make a different choice. Okay? So that was your reading. If you're able, please join me in extended. Otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in. Your likes, your dislikes. You can put a full stop in the comment section or an emoji. It all helps with the algorithm, and it helps this video circulate and for our community to expand. Okay? I'm gonna have to take care.